He's cute.
What's up? Hi. You trying to tell the mundo and chill?
Is this Negro serious?
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! This video may contain spoilers. A spoiler is something that happened in the episode that may ruin your first time viewing experience if you haven't seen the show yet. Aleigha Nicole will not be held responsible for any "aw man, dang it," or any other shock value reactions. Enjoy.
I don't know what to say. I mean, I wasn't included in any of the discussions my friends had about colorism, interracial dating. I mean, I saw Black Panther. Watch out, world, I'm grown now. What up, y'all? Nicole here, Nicole, to help you thrive during college, and this is Grownish Lessons for episode. Now, there was something about this episode that did piss me off a little bit. So keep on watching the end of this video because we're gonna talk about it. Quick recap, 6 seconds. Let's go! While Zoe and Luca are working hard on a project, Jazz and Sky are having trouble when it comes to dating in college. The discussion of colorism, interracial dating, and the struggles of Black women dating at PWIs is discussed. The main thing we're taking away from this episode is the struggles that Black women have to deal with when it comes to dating on a PWI's campus. This is so sad that we're even still having this discussion. Stay tuned to the rest of this video because I have some people coming in that's gonna talk about their experience, so you're gonna hear it from their own mouths about the struggle that they have gone through when it comes to just dating at their school. But before we get into that, let's get a little rundown about what went on during this episode that even has us coming to this conversation. So like I told you in the recap, Jazz and Sky are having trouble when it comes to dating in college. Cal U is a predominantly white institution, meaning it's a lot of white people. These girls did not have any problem when it came to dating in high school, but they grew up in South Central LA where most people look like them. But now that they're in college and they're not in an HBCU like Howard or Clark, like she was talking about in the show, and they don't look like, you know, their neighborhood. Now the reason that they're having a problem is because they're Black, and not just Black, but they're not light skinned. Now they're not dark skinned, like they not like, you know, or you know, like that, but they are Black women. I'm pretty sure they're darker than the paper bag. If you don't know what the paper bag test is, I'll let you go on a history lesson right quick. Paper bag test: if your skin is darker than the paper bag, you're not welcome. And this brings us to Aaron, who is acknowledged by the fact that he only dates lighter skinned women and women with long curly hair, but he says he loves his Black queens and all of that. Then Luca chimed in and was like, yeah, you like your Black queens, the Egyptian, not Nubian, meaning you like the lighter, fair-skinned Black ones, you know, the biracials or whatever like that, not the ones with the 100% cocoa beans running through their blood. This then brought us to the discussion about Black guys who go on and date outside of their race and don't pay any attention to the Black women, meaning they, you know, they're so down to date white women with accents and racially ambiguous women, but the Black woman is never the one that is wanted.
The most neglected person in America is the Black woman.
And then Sky, who's very adamant about this whole topic, she ended up confronting one of the guys on campus, a Black dude named Doug, played by Dickie Simmons, who's always seen dating white women, and she confronted him about that. Then we got Nomi, who suggests that, you know, well, maybe nobody's checking for you because you have an answer. You know, that angry Black woman stereotype, and then that just brought us into that discussion about, oh, well, it's okay when you get upset, but when I get upset, I'm the angry Black woman. It sounds ridiculous, Nomi. Then we got Vivek, who was like, you know what, no, I love Black women, all this stuff, you invited to the cookout. Moving on. Anna, who tried, she tried, you know, to include Latinas into this issue, but no, the twins shut that down real quick. And when I say Latinas, I'm talking about the fair-skinned ones, the ones that look like Sofia Vergara or J-Lo, not the Afro-Latinas, because the Afro-Latinas, they get it. They are included in this category because it don't matter what your ethnicity is or whatever like that. When you got skin like me or even darker, you get it. There was even a point in the episode where Jazz was talking to this white boy that was trying to buy her a drink, and her sister was like not having it. She was like, if you're gonna do it because you want to, not because you feel the need that you have to settle for these white boys because the Black boys aren't checking for you. So that's just some of the things that went on during the episode that can give you a little perspective on why this topic was even brought about and why it's so important. So let's hear from some of the Black women who went to PWIs or still go to PWIs who are or have dealt with this issue.
Hi, my name is Olivia Johnson. I am a communications specialist in New York City. I graduated from Syracuse University in 2016, and I'm currently writing a book on dating in college.
We both attend a really white private college in the Pacific Northwest, and we've both recently been really engaged in conversations about what it's like dating as a woman of color in a really white space. So in one word, describe the experience of dating as a Black woman at a PWI.
Dating in college was really hopeless as a Black woman.
Dating as a Black woman at a PWI is awful.
For me, it's just like been very discouraging.
I found it to be really discouraging and lonely at times.
Hopeless, I guess, because it's kind of like a situation where you're kind of stuck.
I found that when I dated within my race, it wasn't serious, and then when I dated outside of my race, I felt like I was exoticized. Like men of other races were just wanted to date me because I was Black.
The biggest challenge, I think, dating within the race on campus is actually like the lack of Black guys on campus.
The amount of colored people here is really small. The amount of Black people is even smaller.
Black men on a PWI campus are horrible. Like, they are the worst.
A lot of the times, like, we're just friends before anything else, since there's so few of us. I think it's better for us to have like a friendship or an allyship rather than dating each other.
I wasn't having luck dating Black men. It just always went left. Or it was a joke. It wasn't taken seriously.
A lot of my friends come from like not very white spaces and towns and cities, and so when they come here and like white girls are giving them attention, it's kind of like, oh, I've never felt this before, like I'm just gonna go after what's easiest.
I found that other races of men would take the time to seriously date someone within their race or outside their race, but I felt like Black men in college dated predominantly outside of the race.
Was there ever a time you felt you had to date outside of your race to where you were settling instead of doing it because you wanted to?
I've only had one experience where it wasn't dating, but it was just like a more like hookup thing that was going on a consistent basis. It was very like behind closed doors. He was white. It wasn't even
settling.
Yeah, like yes, I was settling for sure.
In college, I really felt that I had to date outside my race. It was around sophomore year. My friends were telling me, you're single, you need to explore, you need to date different kinds of people. This is college, this is what it's about.
The one like main relationship I've had during college was like freshman year, and that was definitely, I felt like I was settling, and it was with a white person.
Not that I was settling, but that it would just be easier if I dated outside of my race rather than dating in my race, simply because of the sheer fact that there are more like non-Black people of color and white people at PWIs.
I've never really had like that many opportunities to like settle for a white guy because they are also dating the white women.
I would look around and I would see white couples from freshman to senior year, and I would see the Latino couples from freshman to senior year, and then I would look in the Black community and I saw no couples.
Like a girl has needs sometimes. It gets lonely, and like after 4 years you're like, well, okay, nobody likes me, like I guess I'll just go for this person who's like trying to come after me but not really type of thing.
And you realize at a really young age in college that I wasn't going to have that college romance that other people had or that people at HBCUs have.
And it's also hard being like mixed race too, and like we're both mixed with like Black and white, and so it's hard to reconcile like both sides of that. Who can I date? Because like, should I date a Black man? Should I date a white man? Like, should I date anybody I want to be able to date?
I really looked into dating outside my race, and then eventually I just gave up dating at all, because that mind state that men are in college is not one of seriousness or commitment, and I really did not want to play games or be a hoe or any of that, so I gave up.
So what pissed me off the most about this episode was that Zoe was not included in any of this discussion, for obvious reasons. I mean, she's light skinned, she has long curly hair, she is that girl that Aaron goes for. Why couldn't we hear from her? We literally got to hear from everybody else on the show. Even Luca, like I understand that Luca and Zoe had their own little bit going on, which is cool, but even Luca got to put in his 2 cents. Zoe was nowhere full babe out. And I think it would have been really important to hear that, because think about it, you have this girl, Zoe, who is, well, her on the show, her parents are, her mom is biracial, but her dad is not. I don't know in real life, we ain't talking about the actress, I'm just talking about the girl who plays her. And the girl who plays her is exactly that fit of light skin, curly hair, long, all that. Then you have her friends, Jazz and Sky, who are Black, like her, but they just don't look like her. Now with these three people being friends, it just was a little weird that we couldn't hear from her, knowing that from Zoe, she hasn't had any problem when it comes to dating. I mean, Cash, Luca, the Aaron, she has had all of that. They've been in college for 6 months, but then you have her friends, her close friends, they haven't had any luck when it comes to dating. And all the dudes that's always been dating were black. I let that resonate. So what do you think about this topic? Let me know in the comment section below if you've personally gone through this, or are you, and if you are going through this, let me know your experience in the comment section below. In one word, describe your experience when it comes to dating as a black woman at a PWI. Or if you want to elaborate on that, please do. Remember to give this video a huge thumbs up and subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell. My name is Aleigha Nicole, and I'll see you in my next video.
And it's hard to kind of interrogate that, especially when you're such good friends with them, because like it's just an awkward conversation to have. You can't just go up to them and be like, why aren't you dating black girls? Like, this is a problem.